Gentlemen, what's up? Welcome back to the Motivated Lawn Care Show. Caleb the One. We are reviewing the Hustler Trimstar 36. But the real question today, before we get started, is when you're at the grocery store and you're like in the energy bar aisle and you see these like protein cookies. Well, it's about 5 minutes before dinner. I'm gonna finish it off, and we'll do an official taste test review of the cookie before we get to the Trimstar. So hang with me. Official verdict on the protein cookie. If protein means like you feel like your organs are kind of clogged up afterwards, if that's what protein feels like, then we've got a lot of protein in there. Anyway, on to the Trimstar. So I bought this mower 2 months ago. If you guys know the podcast, if you've listened to the podcast, the Ethan Hammond interview, I actually picked up this mower. I left at like 3 o'clock from my house. I drove, I think, an hour and a half to Rochester, New York. It's about an hour and a half from my place. And then I picked up the mower, paid the money for it, and then drove an hour and a half back, and then did his interview at like 8 o'clock at night, and then went to bed. So if you listen to that interview, I literally just bought this mower. I paid $1,500 for it. It's got 291.3 hours on it. The guy had literally replaced almost anything that was gonna break anytime soon on it. He had literally just replaced. It had sat outside, unfortunately, which is why it has the sun faded look. It's I can't remember what year it is, but it's probably it's probably more than 5 years older than my Hustler Fast Track here, which I did a review video on as well. Absolutely fantastic mower. Obviously the paint is a little bit faded, but it is what it is. We just got brand new tires on the sucker. If you guys have seen the trailer setup video, they were bald in the video, and we just got those replaced. So we'll do a walk around like I do with every single mower review, and I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like. So we'll start in the back here with the wheel set. I gotta say, this was the entire reason behind me buying a walk behind in the first place. In the beginning of the year, I didn't know what I was doing, and I bought a single hydro walk behind, and I could not put a wheel set behind it. This is a fantastic mower. It fits in the backyard, and you can get a wheel set so you can zip around at max speed. This is the Bull Rider, and I think these are probably the best that you can get on this specific mower. That being said, I don't know, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. I didn't understand a lot of the design features at first. I still don't understand some of them. I have some critiques with this specifically. We have to grease this quite a bit, because if you don't properly grease it, the tires will drag and kill the grass. The wheels, the tires on here are okay. Not fantastic, but okay, as long as you have enough air in them and everything's greased up well. There's a little bit of wiggle on here, which is, it's fine. Not the end of the world. What I don't understand is why the pan is so low. Like, I wouldn't care if it sat up like higher. Like, you could just make it up higher, and if you're like, oh, well, we want somewhere that's like deep enough that your feet aren't sliding out of it all the time, you could like just make it go up higher, or like this whole thing just ride up higher. That's really my only big critique, because this thing will, if it's like a sudden like hill, it'll just scrape and just destroy all the grass on that little slope there, which is not fun. This was actually also really difficult to learn how to drive. As you guys can see, it has the H-bar steering, which I gotta say is not the most intuitive. I'd rather just be like stand-on style controls, but once you get a hang of it, it is a little hot rod. You're zipping around with that. It's a little bit more complicated looking than the Fast Track over here is. So what we got here is we got the key. So I'll turn this on, I'll pull up the choke, and then there's a little pull start thing here. I'll crank it, it'll start. Throttle, we've got parking brakes, so I always stick it in gear to go. And then if you have it in gear, you can't this is like your parking brake. Then like these have to be up and in gear. If you let off this and it's in gear, it turns off, so you have to put it in here before you stop. Blades engagement right here, and this controls these things here, which goes down, controls the hydros. And then this, it rolls forward to go forward, backward to go backwards, which is kind of weird, opposite of like a motorcycle, but it is what it is. I do have to say it doesn't start as well as the other mowers do. I have a Ferris walk behind, and then we have the Fast Track, which is electric start. And sometimes if it's cold out and we haven't run it in a couple of days, we've had to use carb spray on it basically every time it's really cold and we haven't used it in a couple of days. The design for the handle is actually pretty intuitive, super easy. Just a little thing in here. You can look down here what your height is. You go, oh, we're at 3 inches. I want to drop it down. I just stick it there. I can do that while I'm driving. Super nice and easy to do. Obviously, you can't do it with your feet, but I think it's the most intuitive next option. Onto the gas tank. Way too small of a gas tank, I do gotta say. It is absolutely tiny, and it's a 481. So it's a decent sized engine. It's nothing like crazy, but it sucks through that thing. Like, if I use this, and let me think how many hours I could probably get 4.5, 5 hours tops out of that gas tank right there. So not really good, but I mean, obviously it's not made to be used 8, 9, 10 hours on end, because it's just like that perfect mower that's your best friend for like 3 or 4 hours a week, and that's it. And it's fantastic at doing its job with that engine. Super durable, plenty of power, can't really complain. It's carbureted, so the gas uses a lot of gas. We probably, on a given day, we have a lot of gated backyards and like smaller areas that we can't fit the big deck zero turn into, so we'll use this. And the gas tank, like, I mean, maybe when we come back it's got like this much down from the top, because we don't use it that much. Obviously got that sweet no step on snick sticker, a little bit of a play on the don't tread on me, as you can see there. Good engine, everything's really accessible, easy to get to. Muffler, you gotta be a little bit careful that you don't touch that. We also have like the cover for the belts and everything. It didn't come with it, but it's fine because we would have taken it off anyway. It actually also came with a bagging kit. You can see the aftermarket attachment piece right here. It's an aluminum bagging kit. We've used it. I do have to say it's almost useless, because the bagger gets filled like a decent, like my backyard, like right here, like a tiny little backyard. It can basically fill up the entire bagger depending on how long the grass is, or if there's any leaves in the lawn or sticks or debris, that kind of thing. It just, not overall the best design, but it is worth a little bit of extra money, and I got it for a steal. This is a $1,500 mower, and it does the trick fantastic. I don't think I've posted it, but we did a drag race between this and the Fast Track. The Fast Track did win. However, this sucker is quick. It is very quick. It's fun to drive if you know what you're doing. Design critique, I don't know why the wheels being different lengths is a bit of a pain. I do have to say, why could the deck not have just been like small blades just across right here? And I don't know, I don't think it's like that anymore. I could be wrong on the new ones. Maybe it's still like this. I don't think so. It actually fits really well, because we'll stuff it up on the trailer and we'll kind of do it like at an angle coming in here, and so that fits really well trailer wise, which I'll show you in a second when I load the mowers back up. Tires, no complaint with the tire design at all. Coming around here, deck cut quality. Overall, you keep your blade sharp, you drop that deck down, and it stripes better than my big mower here. The walk behinds just stripe really good for some reason. Tires, overall, just good tires, just standard tires. Nothing too much to complain with that. I do have to say, goes through a little bit more oil than I expected, but is what it is. I don't think I have any other major critiques with this. Again, an absolutely solid deal. If you can pick one of these suckers up for $1,500, it is going to be your best friend in those gated backyards. If you don't do gated backyards, you don't need this thing. There are bigger deck versions. There's like 16-inch deck versions that are basically like the Fast Track in this kind of smaller package. So it's super quick, and it's it's got all that cool stuff. I do have to say, it is definitely a beast. It's really hard to control. It's really easy to spin the tires if you don't know what you're doing. That being said, when you master it, it's a whole new ball game than the zero turn. Like, you have to have some real skill to actually rip this thing around, and it does wheelies on demand because all of the weight is like on the back wheels, and you're back here, and it just wheelies right. It's fun. It's a good mower. This rope actually right here is so that this whole metal plate, the wheel bar, can like flip up. We don't need to while we're driving around town. I'll show you in a second how we set them up on the trailer, but yeah. So I'm feeling okay after the protein cookie. I gotta eat dinner here in a second, so appetite's not quite there. Digestion has basically been stopped. I wouldn't recommend eating protein cookies. This mower right here, who just broke it? I think my boy Nate just broke it. If you guys have not heard his interview on the podcast, go check it out. Sick. Just broke it, just hit the dust. So this was actually an original mower that I was using back when I would just bike around the neighborhood, and I would just stick it in the trailer behind my bicycle, and it finally bit the dust. It just kind of gave out. I don't think I made a YouTube video about it, but we actually converted an electric mower to a gas mower, so we're gonna be using that. That being said, that one is this close from biting the dust. We have one other mower, but it's like also not in fantastic condition, so we'll see if we use that. So we're just running through push mowers all of a sudden at the end of the season, so we'll probably get something new here soon, hopefully maybe a Honda next year, something that's just going to last forever and have great cut quality. That being said, I'm going to take that off the trailer, load up the other 0 turns, and show you guys kind of how they fit on the trailer. This is how we stick these suckers up on the trailer. You see how the uneven length, like arms here, actually comes in handy because I'll stick the mower in here at an angle, just at the perfect angle that you can fit in the fast track right here. Gives him a big ol' hug, so I just finesse that sucker right in there, and it just kind of hangs out right underneath it. Works good, doesn't damage the equipment. I do have to say, if you want to be able to stick like 2 legit 0 turns and a walk behind on there, you gotta squeeze, man. It's crazy. It's not something I would recommend. Like, just get a 2 foot bigger trailer and be able to stick it in there, you know, if you want like 2 big mowers and then the, you know, smaller mower there too. I think I had a video about that, the big trailer setup video, the $30,000 trailer setup video. Used some equipment that wasn't mine, but you know, it was cool. It was cool. So I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, go check out the podcast. We talk a little bit more business, lawn care business stuff. So I just turned 18 2 days ago, so I can't use the I'm 17 years old shtick anymore. So I guess it's a little bit less impressive, but I just turned 18 and we're crushing it out here. I went and checked the other day on Jobber, and we have like 150 active clients, so like clients that we've touched base with within the last month, and I think we have like 230 or something like that we've, you know, have come through our doors. So really cool, and I hope you guys appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scouts.